British. Yeah, so for anyone that wasn't here for like the 20 minutes that I was live of this game before I was too exhausted and had to go take a nap, we started the true route. Pendleton found like some info about like the two people in Emily's photograph that are still alive, and there's some random hot guy running around and being a Karen. And that's pretty much all that happened. I'm never ready for British people. I just assume I'll endure the preceding trauma. Alright, let's go. To be fair, a lot of British people are not ready for British people. True. What type of game is this? It is a visual novel. It's an otome game. So you date a bunch of guys in it. But we're on True Route, so I don't think we're gonna be dating anyone in True Route. I think this is probably just like plot-focused mystery for the True Route? Question mark? Or if she is shipped with anyone, maybe probably Holmes, if I were to take a guess. Picture a good game, but worse. Hey, I like this game. It's entertaining. So it is. It's my first one since coming back to London. So I'm looking forward to it. Wait, what did she say before? Oh, it's almost it's Christmas. Can you believe it, guys? Christmas. Just a week away. I celebrated it before I moved, mind. We'd pray at the church and sing Christmas carols. But it was a rather quiet affair. Can you guys hear the game alright? It's an otome game. That means that things are about to get freaky. Yeah, we're gonna embrace a guy naked inside of a cave, and he goes and fights off wolves with a pack of cards. I'm sure it's much more lively in London. The streets are rife with festivities and cheer already. It's certainly not boring. Oh, but of course. I've seen cards being sent, gifts being bought, and Christmas crackers being prepared for the big day. Oh, thank you for the 25 bitters, Danik! Gonna lurk since I have a bit of a fever. Gonna rest. Oh, I know that feeling. I was feeling that earlier and I had to take a nap. I hope you get better, Danik. Good luck with the pack of cards. Thank you. Oh my god, mystery? London Detective Mysteria? It must be nice to celebrate such a holiday at home. For those who cannot see their families for Christmas, however, there will be a party held in the dormitory's dining hall. I sure hope there's no bombs involved. Wait, hold on. Almost Christmas means it wasn't Christmas. You're gonna faint? Think the voices are a bit quiet? Okay, I'll turn it up a bit. How about now? Can't get much farther than us either. Halfway around the world is no mean feat. I'm compelled to ask, do you two know what Christmas is about? That Marple, they're from Japan. They're not from another planet. Of course they fucking know what Christmas is. Of course. It is a day to celebrate the birth of Christ, give thanks to your family while you dine, and exchange presents. Have I got it right? Not a thing missed. It's a time meant to be spent with family, so everyone just loves it. Wait, are you doing the voice acting as well? This is peak. Yeah, most of it. If Sherlock shows up, might have to get joined by Dwarf. I know, you ought to join the dormitory's party, Emily. The head did say it was alright to invite friends. Yeah, Marple, it's the 1930s, not 1865. The Shimabara massacre of Christians in Japan. I would note, Kobayashi, that as much as I should like her to join us, we're arranging this party in the boys' dormitory. To invite her would be crass. I guess. It's a real shame, though. That's what comes from living in a dorm. Indeed. The invite warms my heart nonetheless, so thank you. Akechi and Kobayashi both expressed their concern for me plainly. For that I was grateful. But the two of us must be going. We've investigations that need looking into. Pardon us. See you tomorrow! There are missionaries in Japan at this age? Yeah, this is like after... this is quite a bit after relations with, like, you know, Europe and all that. Even earlier, since Japan was trading with Netherlands even earlier then. Yeah. Yeah, it's not... This game isn't taking place that long ago. After their goodbyes, they retired from the classroom. How do you celebrate Christmas in your family, Marble? Well, I make out with girls under this little thing right over here. You want to stand under it with me, Emily? I promise you, there are Christian missionaries literally everywhere before the 1900s. Wrong. Christmas is meant to be a culmination of gift-giving, and thanks for our glorious capitalist overlords for providing us the opportunity to work our bodies for shockingly insulting compensation until it wears away and we are no longer useful to the machine. I mean, yeah, Christmas is cool. We all gather in grandmother's house and decorate the tree together. We're a large family, so... Probably earlier. Yeah, definitely. Marble quite suddenly fell silent mid-sentence. Like it was like, I want to say at least the Edo period is probably around when Japan knew about Christians. A bit earlier than that, because this is what, Meiji era? Right now? In Japan? In this game? I'm not actually sure about that. Or maybe it's Taiso? Taiso. I think it's Taiso. Oh, I'm so sorry. That was insensitive of me. I noticed why she was suddenly earnest. She recalled my parents. It's okay. Your parents are my parents. Nonsense. I was the one who asked. It must be loads of fun with so many people. Wrong. Christmas is about making out sloppy style with my boyfriend. I imagine Pendleton is planning your Christmas at the mansion as we speak. Yeah, he's padding in the walls extra so I don't bang into anything. He wouldn't be Pendleton if he weren't always so prepared. And then at the very least, ain't no damn way Akechi and Kokoro didn't do their damn homework on Westerners. Yeah. I smiled to lift her spirits, but I was aware that Pendleton would not be waiting upon my return. And the events of the night before made certain of that. Wait, this is late 1800s, not early 1900s. Oh, but got the date of the massacre wrong. I was confusing it with the year that Fate Samurai Remnant takes place in because of how I am. It's all good. It's time I depart, my lady. You must forgive me for having to leave you like this, but I trust you will do splendidly in my absence. I shall endeavor to, Pendleton. You take care. I know that this time of the year is a busy one. It is a terrible time to be elsewhere but here, with December of all months being upon us. Don't speak that way when it's the first time you've taken leave. When was the last time you were home? I don't mind you placing yourself first from time to time, you know. Oh my god. You mean Pendleton has a place to go home to? We're a large family, so my parents definitely don't expect me to have kids. So I'm free to date women, Emily. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Oh, Taiso is 1920s-ish, so it's definitely Meiji. Oh, okay. So I was right that it was Meiji. You have a good heart, my lady, but I fear for what may happen if you're left alone. Yeah.
信用ないのね。大丈夫よ。少し寂しいけど。
Oh, do you have that little faith in me? I'll be alright, I swear. A bit lonely, but I'm not a child anymore. Emily, you nearly die every day of the week. If you insist, then I will leave knowing you're safe even in my absence. I only ask you stay that way. Do not go looking into that case. I think I'm gonna go look into that case. I wouldn't want anything to happen to you when I cannot remedy it. Where were you when I was stuck in someone's mansion for 4 days, huh, Pendleton? Don't worry, I'll be on my best behavior. Ah, yes, old prepared Pendleton. He was very prepared to let you get beaten with sticks for 4 days. Good, good. So Demon Slayer hasn't happened yet in this game. Exactly. Oh my god. And please, do not tell anyone other than the servants that I am away. One can never be too cautious. Pendleton, as always, expressed an unduly protective nature where I was concerned. Oh no, Pendleton's gone. The house is gonna burn down. We're all gonna die. Stop fretting and go. The house would burn down even if Pendleton was there if the plot demanded it. True. If the narrators of, or if the writers of this game didn't want Pendleton to be involved with something, he'd just be like, oh, that's fine. Go ahead, burn down the house. I'm not gonna do anything. I'm gonna wait like a week before I do anything. I really should. I'll be returning in 1 week. Oh hey, perfect timing. I just said that you would wait a week. Well, I guess the house is gonna get burnt down. That's perfectly fine. Give my regards to your family. Pendleton has a family? I'm surprised that Pendleton has a family. I thought he was just like some lone wolf that just dedicated his entire life to serving Emily. He isn't home to make plans, but I can't tell her anyone that... That's the right inflection. Pendleton doesn't just live at Whiteley Manor? Right? I told him to place himself first this year as well. It wouldn't be right to say that and then expect him to plan a Christmas party. I gave a small sigh. Oh, I didn't know it was so late. Excuse me, I really must be going. Alright, have a pleasant evening, Marple. The same to you, dear. Yes. I worry about what would happen if I left you alone. The average Emily experience when left alone for more than 2 seconds. So true. I bid her farewell with a modest wave as she left the classroom. Are you planning on spending this Christmas, Holmes? Pendleton has a life outside of Emily? Yeah, I'm surprised. I thought he just, like, made peace with the fact that he has to monitor her, like, 24/7, but I guess not. We'll see. Father said he'll be concocting our meal after we've returned from church. He's strangely excited for it. I don't know what to expect, if I'm honest. Pendleton has a life outside of Emily and chooses to dedicate his time to her anyway? He knows that she'd die otherwise. Is he? Mom's been running around and getting everything ready for us. It'll be the first time in a while that the 3 of us have all come together. Pendleton definitely doesn't get paid enough. Glancing over, I could see Holmes and Watson were the rule over the exception, as they too had begun cheerily discussing their plans. It had been so many years since then. Christmas had come and gone, some delightful, others quite sad, but one would think that after so many, loneliness would be behind me. Yet, all it took was to see the excitement that festered the air for that hollow emotion to creep in. They don't know how lucky they are. I wish Mother and Father were still here. Pendleton spawned in the manor when Emily's parents bought the place. Holmes called out to me, taking me out of my thoughts. Concocting. Who the hell says that about cooking? You're making me scared of Sherlock's cooking. Yeah, maybe he's a bad cook. Miss Whiteley, what is it? You appear distracted by something. What is this? Emily's parents have reincarnated throughout history, destined to find each other and fall in love all over again. There's also this third guy that reincarnates alongside them. We don't really know what he does. Oh, Holmes. I'm not... Is something troubling you? No, nothing of the sort. You needn't fuss. You know, Holmes, Emily mistletoe scene, but Holmes goes, oh no you don't, and pulls out a little flamethrower. He would do that. Thank you for asking, but really, I'm in wonderful spirits. I imagine Lupin watching Emily thinking, she doesn't know how lucky she is. I wish my dad was dead. Enough of this. Before it could press me further, I needed to leave. Good day to you, Holmes. Remember how Sherlock Holmes purposefully forgets everything unrelated to mystery solving, such as the Earth revolves around the sun? Do you think that Sherlock does the same? Do you think that cooking is related to mystery solving? Well, considering how often people get fucking poisoned by food in this game, I'd like to hope so. Right. Good day to you as well, Miss Whiteley. There was something knowing in Holmes's expression, and I had no desire to contemplate what his observant eye had discovered in me. Once in the corridor, I slowed to a walk. A lonely, dreary walk. Oh, I'm such a fool. There's no hiding anything from him. Yeah, oh dear. She'll always be a terrible actress. Watson, she has seasonal depression and thinks she's special. I rode the carriage home as I did every day after school. Welcome home, my lady. Oh, Maggie! Thank you for the raid! Yeah, how was Zelda? How was the Zelda randomizer? Hope you had fun. Also, good luck with your appointment. Thank you so much for the raid! Hi everyone, coming in from Augie's stream. My name is Elio. I am a bunny from outer space. I like playing visual novels, RPG Maker horror games, and JRPGs. Today we're playing London Detective Mysteria. We are on the true route, so we're getting close to the end of this game. Welcome. We had to ban someone 45 seconds into the stream starting. Oh, your appointment got cancelled. Oh, wow. Well, I say someone, but I doubt they were a human. Welcome home, my lady. I should have checked before I ended. Oh, oh no. Thank you, Alicia. A part of me wished for the comfort of a routine. A part which was, as I knew it would be, dashed by, not seeing Pendleton at the door. I missed his afternoon greetings. Why, I even missed his quips and criticisms of my manners. Who else will put two fucking lamps next to each other in my house now that he's gone? It feels so quiet in the mansion today. So much has happened of late that I'm no longer used to it being like this. What is this barn? Sherlock Jr. They don't know I wish my dad was dead. Yes, we do. You don't shut up about it. So much has happened of late that I'm no longer used to it being like this. I trotted up to my bedroom and observed my family portrait. To think there was a time when all three of us lived and breathed. To think that it was all so distant. To think think it was all... To think it at all was to think too much. You might continue later? Pendleton had remarked once that father was an avid painter. He would often paint both friends and family to pass the time. Oh, you recently got into RPG makers. I got to know you through one of your YouTube uploads. Oh, really? Well, thank you for coming after one of my videos. I appreciate it. Yeah, sorry I haven't been playing too many RPG Maker games. I feel like I wound up becoming a visual novel man this year. But I am planning to play another RPG Maker game once we beat Mysteria. I actually don't know if it's an RPG Maker game, like made in the engine, but it close enough. I remember none of this. I was so young then that I perhaps never had the chance to see him be a hobbyist between his hours of being a parent. This portrait was painted the same year they died. I was so little. I wouldn't have been able to change anything at such an age, even knowing what I know now. Hey, that's defeatist's talk, Emily. Follow Rika Furude's example. I feel like there's an RPG Maker game on the docket sometime in the next few weeks, wasn't there? Yes, there is. Yeah, Unreal Life. Mother is wearing Her Majesty's ring with her wedding ring. She must have treasured it with all of her heart. Oh, can you see it? Oh, I guess you can see it. Emily's eyes are so huge in that photo. Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't seem to run that much in the family. Her mom's eyes look fine. And then there's also... Oh yeah, Deltarune! Deltarune's getting an update soon. Like what? June, was it? I brought this painting back with... Oh, excuse me. I brought this painting back with me to London, but until then, it had been displayed in the countryside mansion. The room depicted was the living room, and though it had the very exact walls, the same crown molding, the precise pattern in the carpet at the mansion I lived in now, it was not the same, down to the finest details. My current home had been designed to be a replica over the original's ashes. It's okay, I enjoy visual novels as well. Your streams seem fun. Oh, thank you so much! Yeah, I hope you enjoy it here. How dare you not play RPG Maker games? You're supposed to cater to our tastes, streamer! I believe it's Unity. I wonder how many paintings my father did. I would never know, for the fire had stolen all but the one. It was now something I treasured deeply, and more than a treasure, it was my resolve laid bare to all who saw it. I would, no matter how many years passed, find their murderer. I'm proud that Her Majesty told me how my mother often helped her, how she helped anyone in need, how they'd come to depend on her. How she earned that ring through her good deeds. I got mine by finding a cat. I heard great things about that one. Man of culture. Yeah, I'm excited for it. I heard it's really good. It's okay. It's RPG Maker to the RPG Maker horror game fandom's eyes. Yeah, that's all that really matters. Oh, Holmes, I'm not straight. Maple. Real shit? Maple, sorry. Good meme. A terrible gale was outside tonight. The windows rattled. The mansion settled itself with a low hum. Very fun, especially when it becomes unhinged, which tends to be every stream. These sounds in my portrait, made through a beautiful mix of paints and framed in gold for beauty's sake, gave me hatred. I could wish to forget, but these things would always be there, and they would mumble dark lullabies to my ears each night until my work was done. This I knew. What's this? Spy Family? She's Anya. What is this? Neurodivergent dad, male mom, woke dog. Did I read this? Yeah. The wind was like this back then, too. When your parents got murdered? Speaking of RPG Maker Horror, Eve collab and IDV this week. Oh, good luck on the gacha, Jackie. Hopefully you get to pull the ones that you want. I want, like, a part of me wants to, like, log in and pull in the Eve gacha, but, like, the one I want, I don't even own the character for, so, like, what's the point? I'm lonelier than I thought I'd be without Pendleton. If only he were here to keep me company. In the next few seconds, I stepped away from the window to open the door. Alicia had appeared on the other side. Oh my god, a maid? Even better. My lady, your friends Holmes and Watson have come to visit. I don't need them. I just need to be alone with you. I'd actually not be awfully surprised if Emily was actually an uplifted dog, like in the one Goosebumps book. The Animaniac, or not Animaniacs. What was that one book that's like all of the covers are like something transforming into a person? I jumped back. Really? When it's so late in the day? Gary found shot to death in Detroit. Yeah, that reminds me. I was asked to play Clinical Trials. It's apparently a really good game. Oh yeah, I heard about that game too. Yeah, I want to play that too. Though I asked with incertitude, I was equally relieved by their timely arrival. Police suspected doohickey. Luckily, the skins are in shop, and you can play the event and get a skin for free. Oh, really? Speaking of the ones that you want. Oh, hi, Twy. I made my way down the stairs to greet them. Good evening, Emily. Sorry to come so late. It's okay, I'm used to that with you, Watson. I mean, that's why you buy the character later. Oh. Hello, Elio Kappa. Why are you calling me that? I'm just crying because I don't want to play IDV. Oh yeah, that was it. Animorphs. Yeah, Animorphs. Is it urgent? I was quite surprised to learn you were here. Not that I'm aware. It was Holmes who insisted I cut. Ow! Ow! I insisted. Or were you like a pup? Wait, I insisted. Or were you like a pup having found a bone upon my invitation? To see them as they were gave me that normalcy I needed in the moment. Holmes, you're so tsundere. Animorphs, traumatizing story of how war has no winners in the end. Covers were absolute memes. Yeah, I remember I drew one Animorph thing a while back of me transforming into Shinsukimi. I don't know why it's been so windy today. Airing it is one thing, but coming here in it was some kind of ordeal. Hmm? Where's Pendleton? He always greets us at the door with you. He quit. Damn, about time. Was this? The wind was like this back then, too. Good one. Good one. That's a good one. Really? Oh, what a sudden question to ask. I wasn't prepared for anyone to ask. If I had no answer to give, there's no reason for them to know he had gone before coming here, surely. Clinical Trial! I love that game. Ooh. Yeah, I heard it's pretty popular right now. That's not to lie now. I know he isn't here. Holmes was so emboldened with confidence that my own grew twice limited. My response was timid. I'm not calling you anything. I'm just an idiot. Oh my god, an Arakawa Under the Bridge reference. So cool. Elio's never beating the Shinny allegation. Shut up. What makes you say that? Transforming. Yeah, sure. Oi!
今日の君は珍しく放課後
After
時間を
lessons
気
were
にしていなか
done,
った
you seemed unconcerned with the
事件のない
time
時
as you
君はいつ
often
も
are.
門
You had
限
no
を気に
case
か
to
けているはず
occupy
だ
your time otherwise. Without one, your curfew applies.
それに君はいつも
And there was your
母親の
mother's
形見のペンダントを
necklace, which you keep under your
制
blouse.
服の時も服の
You
下に
looking
か
under
けて
my
いる
blouse? You can't transform into something you already are. Oi!
今日はしきりにそれを抑えていた
You're periodically clutching it throughout the day.
確かにそうだけど、だからってどうして？
Perhaps I was, but what does this have to do with Pendleton? I wasn't prepared for anyone to ask about my noticeably absent butler, who is always 3 steps away from me at all times, except for when I'm in active danger. I'm extremely unprepared for someone to point this out.
君は少し不安な時
Yeah,
や
I'm
寂
sure
しい時
nothing
に
bad will
無意識
happen
に
to
そのペンダントを
Emily
抑
now
え
that
る癖が
Pendleton's not here. Have you not noticed your habit of holding it when you feel uneasy or lonely? Well, why did you check out her blouse? Yeah, what?
だ
Holmes?
から今日は屋敷に執事がいないのかと思ったんだ
I
が
knew you were a freak,
当たっていた
but I have, so I have to wonder what the cause might be. That your butler isn't home is one such possibility. So, how right am I?
それは
You're... I didn't know what to say. His speculation was simply too on the mark.
そうよ。
You're right. I'm not good at playing
その通り
pretend.
だわ。
それからもう一つ当て
There
よう
is one other matter that bears mentioning.
ある重大
You
な
have
事
no
件に
case
関
to
って
occupy your time that we should
君の
know
ご家
of,
族に関わる
one
重
that
大な事
concerns
件
your family. But he's a 16-year-old detective investigating if he likes thighs or men. He's come to the conclusion that he likes both. How did you know that? The answer is, as always, men's thighs. True!
君は図書室の資料
I
室で
spotted you
熱心
taking
に
notes
資
in
料
the
を写してい
library's reference room.
たその書類に
Among the notes were 2 people with the same surname as yours.
君の両親
Those would be your parents, I imagine.
え
You imagine right.
え、合っている。
Don't look! And so I looked to the left of him before flickering back to him. Don't look! And so I looked to the right of him before that failed as well. Don't look! And so I lowered my chin and kept my eyes to the floor. I didn't like this one bit. Chicken thighs. Chicken jockey!
君の両親の事件といえば
Crafting
当時はかな
table!
り有名だったようだ資料室で記事が簡単に見つかった
Your parents' case was quite known at the time. I've come to learn. It was easy for me to dig up articles on the instant in the reference room.
新聞を見てみると
They listed you as missing, and after a short
その
investigation,
後
your
事
parents'
件は
deaths
事
were
故として
declared an
処理されたよ
accident.
うだったが
Diamond armor, full set.
一人娘である君のことはそれ以
God, I
降
gotta watch
世
that
間に出てくる
movie.
ことはなかった
But funny thing about you, they've never spoke of your status beyond missing ever again.
この空白の12年唯一生き延びた君はここから離れた場所で育った
In the 12 years before then and now, you, the sole survivor, were raised somewhere away from the public eye.
そして今年君はここに戻ってきたかつて一度は焼け落ちたここ
Then you chose to come back to the new Whiteley mansion. A stunning work built over the one that had been razed. Did you guys hear about the theater where they were throwing live chickens around? Like they're Lincoln Cocorico? I watched the unfinished version of the Minecraft movie on mute with subtitles from an entirely different movie. I'm imagining that the original audio is just Jack Black pointing around saying the names of things. Yeah, I heard like most of the movie is just Jack Black talking, like saying terms in Minecraft because everyone that watches it would be too dumb to understand otherwise. Watson carried an air of concern, as though he hoped Holmes would know when to stop. I merely shook my head. I heard like the first 20 minutes of that movie is just excruciating, painstakingly like explaining what the fuck Minecraft is. Turns out it happened at the theater like 40 minutes away from me? What?
続けてちょうだい、ホームズ。
Carry on, Holmes. The lava chicken song was stuck in my head for like a day.
君はここに何をしに来た？学校に通うためか、それとも働くためか？
What inspired you to return to London? Was it to attend school? To work? Yes, like actual honest to God alive clucking chickens? Theater workers are straight up just quitting because people are going so wild over the fucking chicken jockey line that they leave the theater a complete mess. Yeah, this really is just the Minions movie Mark II. I hated working at the theater during the Minions.
いや違う。もっと別の目的。
It was neither of those things. You returned for a very specific purpose. To find something. Yes, a very certain something. My spoons! You wanted to find the truth behind the I mean, I just kinda wanted my spoons. The silence was soon an awkward one. First it was Watson, now it was Holmes, whose voice vibrated with the same concerned anguish. If I understand correctly, in the end, they invent Minecraft. How dare they steal the credit from Hatsune Miku? What? So, in the Minecraft movie, Minecraft isn't a thing yet? I thought they go to the Minecraft dimension. So they make a game inspired by the dimension they went to? Or something? Will you not speak with us on your case? That's what brought us here. At least there isn't an emoji movie masturbator for those two. Please, Emily. We want to help you. Yeah, inspired by the dimension they went to, which Jack Black discovered from a cursed artifact in a mine. What the fuck is this movie? Oh, alright. But you must swear not to repeat a word of this to anyone. How had they managed to learn so much on their own? Did it matter anymore? Certainly, to hide what was now known any longer was an act of foolish resistance. I've heard some of the movie is kind of Napoleon Dynamite-y because same director. Oh, really? I've never actually watched a Napoleon Dynamite movie before. I haven't watched many movies. Both boys nodded. With delicate hesitance, I motioned to relay my story. I wonder if Jack is gonna show up. That's just so crazy, it might just happen. Until I was 4 years old, I lived in London with my mother and father. Why is that bell so loud? Father was kind, mother was wise, and all the servants loved me. My life was one of bliss. I came to enjoy the freakouts at the chicken jockey part a little bit when I saw a video of Jack Black having imposter syndrome after the hate on the trailer. But not gonna lie, the workers must receive a raise at least after all that. Yeah, we should have gotten a raise during the Minions movie too. Because people were throwing fucking bananas at the screen and they were leaving used condoms and used diapers. I can't believe we're spoiling the Minecraft movie. I was planning on bringing a date there. Something tells me that's not gonna happen. It was a windy night. So windy, in fact, that I could hear it howling from my bed. All other noise in my home had been drowned out by this one blistering sound. All except one, a strange sound. A sound I had never heard before, which was coming from my parents' room next to mine. I woke to that sound, which made me terribly ill at ease. I then left my bed in hopes of knowing its source. I crept outside, opened the door to peek inside, and saw everything. Mother and father were still. There, sunk into my mother's chest, with even the sliver of its heel, colored a deep red, was a knife. That's funny. Workers getting a raise. Man, that's hilarious. Yeah, that ain't happening. True, we all know that's a lie. I wanted to run. Oh, how I wanted to run. To move. But no part of me moved. Not my feet, not a twitch from my mouth, not even my fingers on the doorframe. Run! 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 Why didn't I move? I couldn't. Fear had bid me numb. Same. I never watched Napoleon Dynamite either, even though people would gas that movie up to me when growing up. Yeah, I saw like a bunch of like commercials for it on like TV as a kid, but I just never watched it. I don't care if it holds up, but I watched it a lot as a teen. Oh. The date would be bringing you to the Minecraft movie. It's okay. Again, I watched it on mute with subs from my dinner with Andre, so I might be spreading misinformation on the internet, like the year the Shimapada Rebellion took place. It was just then that I felt someone grasp my trembling hand. Pendleton, who was the family butler even back then. He too was tense in a way I had never seen. He grabbed my hand as tightly as he could before leading me from the mansion to safety. I'm sorry, what? Yeah, you heard that right. Yeah, use diapers. Use diapers, condoms, and bananas. There's also a lady that came dressed up as a minion, but she didn't have anything on under her overalls. It was just her titties out and overalls covering them. No, don't move on. There was what and what in the theater during the Minion movie? Yeah, Minion movie was insane. This is just Minion movie Mark II. Things like that are why I understand how Elio became like this. It's the environment. It's all he could do to survive. Oi! He too was tense in a way I'd never seen. He grabbed my hand as tightly as he could before leading me from the mansion to safety. It wasn't long before it caught fire. All the papers the next morning reported them as having burnt to death in the blaze, but I knew. I had seen more than a simple accident. I saw a man, a knife, a murder. Had Pendleton not come to my aid and led me away, I would have certainly been murdered alongside them. My favorite plot from the movie was the villager romance arc. Condoms? Yeah, there were used condoms in the theater for the minions. Bruh, I both missed the theater and I'm completely fine with missing the theater. Yeah, I miss my job because, like, generally it was a fun job, but some of those movie events were a bit too much. I'm glad I wasn't around for the Mario movie. I heard the Mario movie was also a bit insane at the one I worked at. I absconded to an old house in Chipping Campden of the Cotswolds, northwest of London. That was where my father had spent his childhood, and now it was where I could spend mine. It became a second home to me. Minion craft. Yet this was no cause of joy for some time. I'd closed myself off from the world and was reluctant to speak to anyone. What good could come from a world that had taken everything from me? It was thanks to the land, Pendleton's tireless care, and the kindness of our neighbors that my heart gradually healed. But in pain or healing, I was the same once the sun set. I often bored a hole at the painting on the wall every single night when I lived there, thinking, why? Why were Mother and Father gone? Yup. Used condoms doesn't shock me too much, like every now and then. But Minions? Yeah, Minions was insane. It was mostly adults that came to the Minions for when I was working there. Because I remember there was a TikTok trend of people coming to the Minions dressed up in suits. And my boss told me that I had to, like, contact security if I saw people in suits show up for the Minions because they were constantly disrupting the theater. But in pain or healing, I was the same once the sun set. I often bored a hole at that painting on the wall every single night when I lived there, thinking, why? Why were Mother and Father gone? How Ellie would be like after the Minions movie. I've crawled through the deepest pits of hell. Don't try me, bitch. So true. Well, it sure beats being unemployed. I would not mind cleaning bananas and shit. True. Why were they murdered? In terms of mental resilience, it's really impressive that they managed to fill a condom while the sound of Minions was booming all around them. If I meant more, I'd expect those when it's an empty movie. Yeah, I have no fucking idea, bro. Like, again, there was like that one lady that came with her tits out, just wearing like a fucking overall over her skin. And that was like at the height of Minion Mania. I really don't understand. I'm glad I was mostly box office during the Minions. Like I had to clean a couple times. I had to be one of the people that goes in after the movie to clean a couple times. And even then, I only did it very occasionally. And even then, I was shocked at what I saw.
Why were they murdered?
I think they were into that. Yeah.
Who did it? And for what?
We had to forcibly, like, excuse quite a few people from the Minions movie. Because I remember I had to report to the office because someone came to my box office and told me people were having sex in the Minion movie. So, yeah.
Everyone trusted them, loved them. When help was needed, they would go to them. Who took that away? The questions came in an endless cycle that tormented me, even when I became a young woman.
Awful, thank you. Yeah, and if it wasn't in the theater, it was in the bathroom. God.
Every single time I asked myself those things, my desire to go back to London and find the man behind that night grew with a fever.
I remember one night, there's this guy that got like super drunk, and he just shut himself in the bathroom for like 5 hours. And we knew it was him because he was like, he used a wheelchair to get around the movie theater, and he would leave the wheelchair in front of like the bathroom. And we were like, how long has that been in front of the bathroom? And he had to get excused from the bathroom because he was disrupting it, and I think he was doing drugs in there.
All those thoughts filled me to the point of overflowing as I clung to the pendant my mother bequeathed me upon her death.
What a story. To think, you've been pursuing this case for 12 years. I think having sex in a theater airing a children's movie is legal ground to shoot them in Minecraft, not in Minecraft. Yeah, it's really fucked up that this shit happens for like kids' movies. Like, I don't know. I'd be a bit more forgiven if it was like, I don't know, like a rated R movie, because you know everyone there would be most likely adults. But like, this is a kids movie, bro.
I want more than anything to find who is responsible for their murders. But so far...
Have you learned of any leads? Do you think folks used to do that in opera halls too, right in front of the actors and God? That's a good question. When did this like shit start happening? Giving him a blowy in the opera house.
A few. I've not found any groundbreaking clues, but my investigation has unearthed some small leads. Permit me to share them with you. I inspected the photograph of my parents and the nobles with whom they were close. See here? This is a photograph depicting my parents and their friends.
Brother, he stinks. I don't think it's forgivable at all. True. It's a disturbance.
All of them were graduates of Harrington Academy. My mother was given one of Her Majesty's rings also. What links these people beyond the photograph are their deaths. One after another, they've been perished.
Yeah, I bet they did. And so we return to the doomer conversation of how kids literally have no public place to hang out and just be kids without weirdos ruin it. Yeah, I wish at least we were back to spaces at least in like the 2000s, like early 2000s, because there actually were spaces for kids to be kids, but not really anymore. I wouldn't say Roblox is a kid's place to be, even. They used to serve wine in those places. Yeah, so they definitely fucked in the opera halls.
The first and second were mother and father. Their remains were discovered in the mansion as little more than ashes. I really hope that the Queen of England is the one who murdered her parents. Wouldn't be the first time. Did the guy in the far left never pick up that loose hair in over 15 years? Is he even still alive? The Queen's rings are how she marks her targets. And who's gonna stop her? The cops? So I turned into Bun Bun and stepped away. Came back to Moggy, stepped away. Came back to Bun Bun. You are the same person, aren't you? Hi there, Crystal. Welcome back. You know from the papers that this was labeled some days later as bad luck involving a random fire and 2 people who could not escape their home in time. It was, in short, an accident. The third was 2 years after. Baron Stanley, the gentleman right here, died under peculiar circumstances. They serve alcohol in some movie theaters here. Yeah, they serve alcohol at the theater that I worked at. So I guess I shouldn't be so surprised that people get freaky. Yeah, he's still alive. He was in one of the previous routes. Man, I don't remember that. He proposed measures to the government to improve conditions in the slums that use neighboring countries as a model. That's just kind of an assumption. I'm sure she will elaborate in a moment. He was a humanitarian at heart and did much volunteering. How strange for such an upstanding man to become so drunk that he would fall and drown in the river. His body was discovered along the side of the Thames. The amount of unhinged content I've seen in Roblox is wild. Like, it makes you wonder if the creators actually checked the games made in it. Yeah, Roblox has some, adult content, that's for sure. 4 years later was Professor Randolph, who entered an excited state through excessive consumption of elixir. I still think if you fuck in a movie theater, you should be thrown on lava. I agree. Maybe it'd make people think twice. Oh, thank you for the hydrate. He then committed suicide by jumping from the window of his 3rd floor flat. An autopsy concluded an instantaneous death due to head trauma from the fall. Odd how they ignored the unnatural injuries to his neck as well. Oh, the police are in on it. La 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 lava. Chicken. 3 years after that, Viscount Quincy, a traitor, was trampled by a carriage whilst drunk. He died from his injuries. Roblox is the devil. That shit doesn't get out of my head. Get out of my head! Beyond his death, I would note that Viscount Quincy had a string of misfortunes following him, no matter his actions. His parents became severely ill, and a business venture he invested in failed very suddenly, to name 2 things. One time I saw art of a hot anglerfish man that activated me so hard I tried to trace that uncredited artwork and finally found his tag and learned that he's a Roblox creator. What? Jesus. I have to wonder how all of these were reported as incidents or suicide. Even your parents' murders. Have you ever testified before the police? I have, but they never did a follow-up investigation. The entire mansion was gone and... Ooh, excuse me. And evidently, my parents' remains were so charred that no one could prove or disprove that a stabbing had taken place. I'll keep it 100%. They don't even think once. What frustrating circumstances to be in, but if all of them were murdered by the same culprit, then why? What more do they have in common? Dude, people are fucking in the theater knowing it could put them in jail for public indecency. It would not be a deterrent. I don't know, maybe it'll make people think twice. If the threat of jail is a bit more imminent. After their graduation, they became founding members of the Harrington Welfare and Education Foundation, formed to better the lives of those in need. In particular, they hope to support the children of the slums. It still runs, and I'm sure it's grown substantially in these years. Not even a Roblox creator, a character in a Roblox game, and in canon he looked like this. What is this? Let me see. Why does he look like God, that one glitch YouTube series, like what was it? The Hornets or something? I forgot what the name of it was. But consider this. You have so many founding members, and yet only Oral Beckford amongst them lives. Fun English fact of the day. Viscount is pronounced Viscount, not Viscount. This has been your example of how English fucking... Wait, it's Viscount? I've never heard anyone pronounce that as Viscount. I see. What's this? The punishment could be public execution and it would not stop them at all. Thanks, I hate it. The uncredited fan art from the proper artist. Yeah, let me see. What is this? Oh, that's some good art. I like their style. How unusual. That one was ordinarily locked. Only Pendleton had the key. The fuck is Viscount? Oh, Murder Hornets. That was it. It's French Bun Bun? Okay, that is him then. Yeah, it's Viscount because French. Huh. Did he really leave it open like that? He's always kept it locked and refused to tell me what's inside. It's not because of English. Surprise, surprise. It's the French, actually. Like, Marquis is Marquis, not Marquis. The only thing we found was a bundle of old iron keys. French is just English, but with a baguette. I also may have blissfully forgotten that French existed for a second. Didn't you take like a French class in high school? Or am I thinking of someone else? They look so old. I've never seen them before. I wonder what they open. Pretty sure I learned that pronunciation from Tales of the Abyss. Oh, really? Dang. I guess I must not have been paying attention. If Pendleton felt the need to have them specially secured, then I would wager it unlocked somewhere close, within the mansion perhaps. Though, if it's your first time learning about them, it's not improbable for it to open outside of it as well. May I see them? It's the same as the Statue of Liberty, where in French the meaning is different. Oh, right. Aren't like the French trying to take back the Statue of Liberty right now? I heard about that. I obliged and gave them to him. He spared many seconds for them, squinting intently, turning each one over and examining them from every odd angle he could entertain. The metal has deteriorated so that they must indeed be old, a decade at the youngest. French is just not pronunciating half of the letters. French people? Yeah. I'm sorry, Jackie. French people exist. Have you not familiarized yourself with every part of this mansion? English raided so many other languages. When you're the poor class and all the nobles suddenly die, you need a bunch of words for things you've never used.
I did take French, however, the teacher sucked shit, so I learned nothing. Oh, so it's like my Japanese teacher in college.
I've left everything to Pendleton, I admit.
やれやれ、君には呆れたな。だが、
God,
この
does
家
that
は
ever
まだ
boggle the
新しいだろ
mind? Was the reconstruction recent? Oh my god, New Yorker here. I support the French. Come take it back. What? Like airlift it and take it? I don't know. I heard that there's like some drama about it.
Yes, this mansion was only built a few years ago.
Do you think the key opened a room that was destroyed in the fire then? What? LMAO, we made it for peace, now we want it back now. They have no legal recourse to repossess the gift, it's just posturing, but still, it does make a statement. The US is no longer worthy of what the statue is supposed to embody. God. Oh. 日本語を話します。続く。しまった。クリスタル。Actually, yeah. Can we actually refund Crystal, since we are playing a visual novel? It's probably really bad to do that while I'm reading, for people that don't know Japanese. Do you think the keys opened a room that was destroyed in the fire then?
It's that, or they opened the one part that wasn't lost, the basement. I recall the small door I never noticed before when I was last down there. It was locked, and always has been to my knowledge. I don't know if anyone under my employ has opened it. Could it be?
The logistics are still being worked out, and honestly, if the French really tried to take it back, I expect more likely that the guy in the White House would just destroy it. There's a rumor that the monks that came up with the French dictionary were gonna be paid per letter, so they shoved a bunch of letters that don't even sound in the word. Really? Oh no, which, like, fair. Not to get too deep into politics, but it is bad over here. Yeah. Can't even get eggs over here. Why don't we try it? Please pause the VN while you do this. I sure love Japanese only during VN. Yeah, if it was I the Somnium Files, I would be cool with it since that's voice acted in English, but oh wait, I thought we disabled it for VNs while we do this. Refunded. It would, however, be really funny to dub over the Japanese voiceover with the exact same Japanese words. That would be funny. Japanese only, but you just practice your pronunciation by repeating what the characters already said earlier.
でも、それはそれは違うよ But that would...
Nah, I need the Elio reading in English. My Japanese is awful. The egg thing seems to be everywhere. Eggs are so expensive here too. Yeah, because I heard it was like a disease outbreak or something.
These keys could potentially lead me to a part of the mansion I had never explored. Could they? Oh, but would they? Would I? Holmes and Watson both growled with an appetite for the unknown.
They growled? I think they are. Avian flu, killing a bunch of chickens. Huh. I didn't know this was Hotiful Boyfriend Mark II.
I reasoned internally. Pendleton had expressly warned me not to look into the case whilst he was gone. Was that it, though? Something as innocent as turning a key to see if it opened a door had nothing to do with his warning. And if it didn't, the investigation was done. But what if it did? Very well. Wouldn't I consider he left it open for me?
Don't kiss birds, Bun Bun. I'm gonna kiss the birds. I wanna kiss my boyfriend Ryota Kawara.
We decided as a group to descend to the basement.
No chicken jockeys. Yeah, this is all happening while chicken jockeys are the big meme right now. What the fuck?
よし、そう来なくちゃな。
Yeah, that's what I was hoping you'd say.
アリシア、Alicia, would you bring us a lantern?
はい、お嬢様。
Right away, my lady. The pigeons would take better care of this world. I believe in them. True. I hope we get taken over by our pigeon overlord soon.
Alicia returned soon, after with a lantern for us. As I reached for it with a grateful hand, she made to stop us.
お嬢様、お持ちの
I
そちら
beg
の
your
紙は
pardon, but may I inquire where those unlock? The PS5 is going up in price? What?
These keys? We just found them in the drawer.
They saw Nintendo be like, you know what? We didn't charge enough. Jesus. I guess I should have bought a PS5. But ain't like there are that many games that are interesting to me. It's not an insignificant amount either. What? How much are they increasing it by? Did they give a reason? Like the tariffs or something?
Her expression darkened with a seriousness I'd never seen from her.
Tariffs, I imagine? Nah, it's not. Mostly PAL. Eh?
まさかあの錠前付きの引き出しからお出しになられたのですか？
You don't mean the one that is always locked, do you?
That one, yes.
I miss being able to walk to the physical game store with my saved up allowance to buy a big game release for $40. Yeah, now you gotta save double that to just get one game. I hate it here. Please, people need to bully Nintendo harder. Please. Do not let them get away with this.
いけません、お嬢様。あそこは決して触ってはいけないとペンデルトン様からきつく言
Gaming
われ
is
ており
now
ま
for
す。
the bourgeoisie. But my lady, you mustn't. Pendleton is ever so stern when he tells us that we're to keep away from that drawer. It's entirely PAL, actually. Actually did that the other week. Ooh.
Alicia cannot hide her confliction.
ペンデル
What?
トン様の留守中に勝手に。
That he's away should not mean.
I will tell him what I've done when he returns. The mansion is my home. Please, let me do as I will.
It was $50, not 40, but still. So jealous. Oh, is it for Xenoblade?
I don't believe it's improper for me to see most of where I live.
そうですよ。
It shouldn't
それ
be.
に
If she's to be scolded, then we'll be scolded along with her. Isn't that right, Holmes?
仕方ないな。
Oh, so that I may be a participant.
わかりました。では、カンテラをどうぞ。
I relent then. Here you are. The lantern was ours.
ですが、地下室の奥は私がこの
Managed to get Xenoblade X for like $39 less than RRP.
何が起きるかもわかりませんので、
Oh, nice.
くれぐれもお気をつけください。
Take note of the basement's age. It has been here since I began work at this mansion, and there's no telling what you may discover should you go beyond its entrance. Please, stay well. Thank you, Alicia.
カンテラは俺が持つよ。何かあったら俺がかばうから。あまり離れないでね。
I'll carry the lantern, and stay close. I'll be there to protect you if anything happens.
I will.
では、そうと決まったら行こ
Well, we're settled. Let's descend. Wanna buy a physical Balatro? If you buy the Switch game, you get cards from the game. Ooh.
It was time to take the stone stairs which led to the basement. I was familiar with the initial entrance, where we had no need to sniff about for clues. We only stopped before the small door I had never seen opened.
う。この扉か。この錠前、特徴的だ。
Australia's standard PlayStation 5 with Ultra HD Blu-ray disc drive. $829.95? Previous pricing. Oh, it was 800. What? The digital version 750 used to be 670. What?
ちょっと待って。
Why?
Let me have a look. I fumbled through the many keys in my possession. 1, 2. Those weren't it. 3, 4.
Oh, Emily. Maybe that's it.
Watson pointed to one of them.
Been thinking of buying the physical Balatro deck from Fangamer, but the reviews are looking real hit or miss. Oh no.
確かに。
Yeah. That sucks.
It does look very similar.
I still need to play Balatro.
I inserted the key into the lock. It turned. With a soft clunk, the door was unlocked. It opened. I let out a shout of amazement. I couldn't believe this. All these years, and here, in my hands, was the key to the basement. We were immediately met with another flight of stairs leading further down.
The fuck was that sound? Jeez. Sounded like a horse. Regular poker cards or the themed ones after other indie games? Oh?
2 levels. 2! Yet another thing about my very own home I never knew.
You get mold, chip, steel, and gold cards, but no glass cards. Also, you get some jokers as well. Actually, don't believe in that. I don't remember if they had all those cards, but the jokers are cool.
We took an inordinate amount of caution as we descended.
I'm playing it right now. Number go up, monkey brain like.
It was by the light of the lantern that we could make out the corridor. Several openings, rooms I assumed, branched off the main path. Beyond these, we saw only blackness at the farthest distance. How could there be so many more rooms I never realized existed?
Number more? Dopamine up.
My eyes bulged in shock. I turned. Mother! Mother!
Don't raise your voice. They'll find us.
All this was here beyond that tiny entrance? Who could have guessed? It looks positively ancient.
The passage must extend for quite a distance. Built as an escape route, no doubt.
Maybe, but I... The two of them appeared perplexed by my reaction.
Yeah, this was the escape route. I think, whose route did it have them go through the tunnel? Was it Jack's? I think it was Jack's route.
I felt as though I've seen all this before. When I was a girl.
Miss Whiteley, you don't think that... Oh, come on! This way!
Very suddenly, Watson shouted to us from further down the corridor.
What is it?
There's rats! I gotta shoot them! Holmes was the first to follow his voice. What was Holmes about to say?
There's another door. Does this look familiar too? I'm back. I got a phone call. Australian prices are increased by 10% on top of conversion because goods and services tax. It sucks. Jeez. I'm so sorry, Moggy. That sucks.
No, it's the first I've seen it.
Alright then. Does it open, Watson? It won't budge.
Wait a moment. We might be better off trying another key over brute force. How about this one for a start? Again, I fumbled through the various keys. The first, the second, the third. It took a great deal of time before one of them resulted in a click. There we are.
Fuck former Prime Minister John Howard
For more reasons than that, but I'm not getting into that. I grabbed the handle and pulled slowly. It had not been opened for some time. It appeared, for the rust had built along the edges, and it whined agedly, no matter how gentle I was with it. There's so much dust in here. It permeated the entire room. One step inside had caused a mass of it to flutter, irritating our noses and throats.
ここは納屋だね。古い本や衣類、家財道具がしまわれていたんだ。
Seems to be a storage room of sorts. It's full of old books, clothes, all kinds of household knickknacks.
しかし時代的には10年か20年前程度だろう。ミス・ホワイトリー、君にも見覚えがあるんじゃないか。
They must be 10, 20 years old. Have you any knowledge of these?
火事で失ったとばかり思っていたけれど、
Eh?
こんなところにあったなんて。
They're all things that were lost in the fire. I've never fathomed them to have been anything but long destroyed.
これは絵筆にパレット、油絵の道具だわ。
This is my old paintbrush and palette. And here, more tools I used for painting. How in God's name did it end up here?
それにこの小さなドレスは家族の肖像で描かれていたものだわ。
Here's the little dress I was wearing in my family portrait.
お父様が署名した
Documents signed by my father. Emily, you gotta stop just kind of trailing off with your voice lines. Girly.
この英国諜報部って何のことかしら。
But what's this about a British intelligence service?
内務省の刻印だわ。
The documents, as it turned out, were enough to take my breath away. Harrington Academy, meanwhile, carried its own interesting series of curiosities that day.
君は近づいているんだね。あの事件の真相に。
You're getting closer to the truth now, aren't you?
ホームズ君も
Yeah, I'm not dating you in this route, so now you can't stop me. I wonder if Holmes has noticed.
おい。
Listen, you. What are you mumbling all nonsense under your breath?
Oh, it's only you, Jack. Please, don't surprise me like that.
Love to rap that way to damn near everything, don't you?
I should think that anyone would if someone called out to them their thinking.
Ugh, prefer it if you drop that timid up. You ain't a meek mouse. Makes me wanna spoil you myself.
How can you say that? This is no act. I'm very worried for Miss Whiteley.
Be straight. You sneak round, try to pass off when you see her. All the mess you produce is chance. One more to you.
Jack glared at Lupin, and to that, the fair-haired boy giggled. But she tries so hard to keep all her secrets to herself. A gentleman must turn his head and pretend he's seen nothing, as it is proper, no?
There you are. Tell me, since you know, what she stuck her nose into.
あいつは何かに回ってるんだ。
悪いけど、それは教えられないね。必死に隠しているレディの秘密を他の男に教えると思うかい？
I never agreed to tell you that. A gentleman must also refrain from passing along a lady's secrets.
特に君みたいな薄汚れた顔を持つ男に。
Jeez! Especially to filthy-faced men like you. Damn, I know that he's like not the like best looking, but come on, Lupin.
何が言いたい？
And the hell does that mean?
なんでもないよ。じゃあ、僕は休養があるからこれで失礼。
The boys are fighting.
I like how it's just a constant that Jack always knows that Lupin isn't what he appears to be. He's the only, like, smart one in the cast. Nothing. Ta for now, then. I've urgent business that requires my attention, and it does not involve you. The guy that's Jack the Ripper named Jack notices that the guy named Lupin is Lupin. Whoa. You. What?
驚いたわ。この屋敷にこんな地下通路があったなんて。
I don't believe this. How can a passage with such things be here? So many years, so much evidence, and it was always under my nose.
しかしその書類は君の父親が秘密諜報部と関わりがあったとは。
It's incredible, and somehow, the discovery of an entire secret basement secret passage, bleh, is trumped by words on paper. Your father, who could have known he was involved in the intelligence services?
待って、
I mean, he was close to the queen.
そんなこと聞いたことないわ。
It doesn't make any sense. No one's ever said anything to me about it.
I mean, you were a child when they died, Emily.
当然だ。諜報部に所属する人間は他人にそれを知られてはならない。他の仕事を持ち、彼のように家族にさえ知らせないものだ。
They wouldn't. Those belonging to an intelligence service has sealed lips. They work other jobs to avoid arousing suspicion, and speak not a word of the truth to even their loved ones.
特に彼は MI6 の設立メンバーでもある。
More so with him, for these documents show he was more than a member. He was among the founders of MI6. Is that like an actual thing?
待って、
This is
それって。
all a bit much. Explain it to me, please.
Yes? What's the MI6?
イギリスの情報機関だ。イギリ
It
ス
was
情報
once
局
known as the Secret
秘密情報
Intelligence Service. Okay, I guess he's gonna explain it.
今はまだその存在を知る者は少
Few
ない
in
が
Great Britain know of its existence at
国家における
present,
役割は
but
大
its
きく
role
な
in
り
our country's
国家の
affairs
敵
and
と戦う力
countering
になる
of
だろう。
foreign threats will be nothing less than revolutionary in the years to come. Okay, so they're kind of like the FBI, I guess?
おいおい。
Hold on. If all this is such a
どうして
secret,
ホームズが知ってるんだよ
then how could you know? He literally just said, how could the father of someone like you be in the group of intellectual nerds?
僕は父さんから秘
Father
密裏に
revealed as
その
much in
話を聞いていた。
confidence. Every time I think your dad can't confound me anymore, he ups his game. Holmes cast his eyes downwards ever so slightly before continuing.
もしかすると君の父親はいち早く先に何か重大な秘密に気づいていたのかもしれないな。
It is possible your father, Miss Whiteley, discovered something of great importance before anyone else.
That door was hidden behind the shelf deliberately.
隠されて。
And Pendleton is a perfectionist to his core. Would he truly forget to lock that drawer before his departure?
引き出しの締め忘れなんてするかしら。待って、
Suppose Pendleton wanted me to find the keys and chance upon these
そ
secrets.
れを知ったって
He must have learned of what was down here before we did.
この地下室の
It's
鍵
the only explanation.
を私にあえて
I mean,
見せたのだと。
considering that he's the one that took you down the secret passage when you were a kid, yeah, I'm pretty sure he knows.
We returned up the stairs from whence we came, conversing all the while, meeting an unusually flustered Alicia as we reached the top.
お嬢様大変です。ベックフォード伯爵からお嬢様宛てに電信が。
My lady, make haste! A telegram's just arrived from Earl Beckford. Oh, wasn't that one of the guys that's still alive?
His composure had been her composure had been completely lost to panic.
どうしたの？
Did he
アリシャ
die?
落ち着いてちょうだい。一体どんな内容だったの？
What has you so flustered? Try to calm down there. What does it say?
ええ、こちらなんですが。
Of course. I have it here.
With shaken hands, she presented the telegram to me. It read,
助けてほしい。私は
Hmm.
殺されるかもしれない。
Is this a trap, though? This might be a trap.
当てにならない屋敷へ来てほしい
Please save me. I have reason to believe I will soon be murdered. I cannot rely on the police. We must meet. Beckford.
フォード伯爵何かあったんだわ
Something must have happened.
私様子だけでも見に行くわ
I must go see him now.
ミス・ホワイトリー、待て、危険すぎる。君も巻き込まれるかもしれない。ベックフォード邸へは僕とワトソン君で行く。
Not now, Miss Whiteley. To rush headfirst into the danger that befalls him will only bring that same danger to you. Watson and I will go.
Wait, you guys can go, but I can't?
君は屋敷に残っていて殺人が起こるかもしれない場所へ君を行かせたくない
I'm in agreement. Stay here where it's safe. There's a very real danger you'll be killed.
でも
I mean, yeah, the sky is blue. I agree,
私の助けを
Watson.
求めている両親を殺した犯人が分かったのかもしれないわ
But he's calling for my help. And what if he knows who murdered my parents?
じゃあなおさら危険だろうもしかしたら
True.
君をおびき出す罠かもしれない
Then the danger is more real. Think.
させるわけ
What if it's a trap? Holmes and Watson pushed to stop me, but they couldn't.
I couldn't allow them. Too much was at stake.
分かってるわでもお願い
Danger? Trap? I know the risks, but I want to go. It's just another normal day for me. You guys should be used to this by now.
幼かった私には両親を助けられなかった今も鮮明に覚えているあの夜のことを
To be but a child, helpless to save the lives of your own blood, and to allow that wound to stay open and fester into adulthood. Do you know the feeling? I do.
お父様とお母様を助けられなかったあの夜を私は繰り返したくない
What's done is done. I can't go back and save them, but I can save him.
What are you gonna do, Emily? Are you gonna actually bring a gun with you?
This isn't a simple ask. Please, let me.
私は彼を助けたいの
I pleaded desperately. I wasn't a fool. I knew the danger. But who in good conscience would read such a telegram and not take action? And so I waited.
仕方ないな。
Very well.
決して僕
Be
や
certain
ワトソン
never
君
to
から
stray from either
離
of
れるなよ。
us. The best CGs are the ones where Emily has a gun. True. I love that Lupin CG. It's so good.
Done. I nodded. They were both dear friends to me, and though I may have relied on their counsel overmuch, I was still pleased to know I had it.
アリシア
Going to leave as soon as we're able. Alicia, please prepare a carriage for us.
はいお嬢様
Of course, my lady. And when she hurries out of the room,
Our wait was short, and we leapt into the carriage the very moment it was ready. The wind screamed, we could hear little outside of its cries, and as few would dare to venture out in this cold and windy weather for a stroll, the streets were barren.
フォード伯爵
Well, Beckford, I pray that you're safe. The carriage speed was as such that we bounced around to and fro. That was fine, for the situation was dire.
we should have got on Watson's horse, Platinum Rain.
Inside the British Museum of London, two young detectives were conducting a thorough investigation of their own.
Oh, Akechi and Kobayashi?
でもさ
Yep. I don't know. Do you really think that paintings are just disappearing from the British Museum's storage room?
本当にあるのかな
A suspicious painting-shaped lump in Lupin's throat.
さあ。しか
It
し
is
それを
too
裏
soon
付
to
けるため
think
に
much of anything,
僕たちが
but
調べ
to
てい
think
るん
of
ですよ。
something is why we are here.
The police were present as well, desperate, by orders, in their examining of every corner, obsessed, again, by orders, in their manner of squinting through dust collected on old goods. The storage room, quite specifically, was of great interest.
しかし
Inspector, are you certain the answer to the mystery lies in a secret passage? Ryan! It's best boy Ryan!
だが
With all these happenings, there must be one. The number of crimes are evident enough. Reveal to your thief an entrance from which to be sly. He shall snake, snake, and snake again till he's robbed the place dry. I think stealing from the British Museum is based. True. I think more people should steal from museums, especially if they're the ones that acquire their stuff illegally, and give them back to where they deserve to be. How many thieves are paraded through the front entrance? None. And so there must be a place we've not yet found. Oh, hi there, Stonov. Hello, welcome. We'll do what we can to find it, sir, but it strikes me as more fiction than fact. Inspector Lestrade was riled with enthusiasm for this investigation. Other officers present, however, appeared as though they would rather have been anywhere else. How did we become the ones to be set on a wild goose chase right before Christmas? If there's even a goose to chase. Me mugging Indiana Jones. It belongs in a pyramid! And stop taking the stone masks from the pyramids! Fucking DL? Leave them where they're supposed to be! We may not know now, but the work put into this case will prove a valuable stepping stone for us in our future here. Yes, we should steal from museums so we can put them up in the British Museum. British Museum people be like... true enough, I guess. It's not every day you get to see all these priceless works of art they have stashed away. Countless artworks have been brought to light after having been stored and decorated with dust near the back of the room. Kobayashi reached for one of the smaller works and propped it upwards with both hands. AKA the British Museum. Yeah. Hey, isn't that my mom? Yeah. This couldn't be Miss Whiteley, could it? Oh, she's wearing the same dress, I think. She's got like that cookie little hat. I set places on fire. Good. You should set museums on fire. That steal stuff, but take out all the stuff before you set it on fire. Can't be. The date by the signature marks 20 years ago. Looks just like her though, doesn't it? The two of them were admiring a single oil painting painted on an A4 canvas and barely comparable in size to a large book. The frame was amber and of elegant craftsmanship. What it cradled was a smiling woman wearing a dress known to one of the observers. This is the same dress Miss Whiteley wore when she received the ring from Queen Victoria. I'm certain of it. I was about to say, how do you know that? You didn't come here before that. How? She got the ring before we were here. You can't know what dress she was wearing. Kobayashi, you always know just what to say. I can because I read the papers archived in the library. You might try visiting the library once. Damn. I get it. You know I'm no good with reading English though. The signature is simple enough at least. Who do you think RW is? Oh, maybe Emily's dad painted this? W for Whiteley? Or for Ronaldo? Roberto Whiteley. The W could be from Whiteley. But there aren't enough proofs to say that with certainty. She looks similar to Miss Whiteley, but that is all. Do not destroy the actual exhibits. Destroying pieces of history is so tragic. Yeah. Akechi? Any thoughts? Pardon, it's just... Roberto.
あいつにそっくりだから気に入ったとか
Well, well, look at you. Already smitten because she looks like Emily. Kobayashi Punch! It's been so long since we've seen him with his fists out. Oh, I missed you, Kobayashi.
レディそっくりだし朝起きた時に挨拶すればこうおはようございますみたいな
Maybe you could hang it up and greet her the way you'd like to do with the real thing, like this. Good morning, my love. Don't be daft. I take insult at the mere notion of such inexcusable behavior. God, Akechi's so cute. God, I miss these two. This really was the best route in the game. Come along. We need to keep searching for that passage. I love their banter between each other. I love how much Kobayashi teases him.
はーい
Fine. Reinstalling to bully him again. Much time passed before we reached the Earl's mansion. A faint hint of familiarity struck me upon seeing it. I thought it my first time visiting, but it wasn't impossible for me to have come when my parents were still alive. We rapped at the door after leaving the carriage. The air was quiet. Who are we bullying? Akechi. Several of the Earl's servants stood with vigilance at the entrance, however, and greeted us.
ベックフォード伯爵から
My name is Emily
名刺
Whiteley.
をいただいて
I've come after receiving a telegram from Earl Beckford. We love some couple quarrels from time to time, for real.
ホワイトリー様お待ちして
They're
おります
boyfriends.
旦那様からお伺いしております
We've been expecting you, Lady Whiteley. His lordship instructed us on your impending visit. Rather, it was not the entire party whom they greeted, but me. They gave a proper bow and ushered me inside, a pleasant tone to their requests, whilst sparing little more than a raised eyebrow of suspicion for my companions.
そちらのお連れ
Oh,
の方
I'll have my finest soldiers prepared for the event. Good. Might I inquire as to who you might be?
僕はエルロック・ホームズハリントン学園の彼女の友人です事情を聞いてご一緒させていただきました
Herlock Holmes. I'm a schoolmate of Miss Whiteley's. After hearing her circumstances, I thought to accompany her. Okay, but what about toe friends?
ウィリアム・ヘイミス
What's a toe friend?
同じく彼女の友人です
I'm William H. Watson, also a schoolmate.
なるほどあなた方がお噂は聞いておりますどうぞこちらへ
So you are. I've heard your names before. If you would follow me, then. With one of the three receiving due respect, we were escorted to the mansion's drawing room.
実は旦那様はここ
Friends that intertwine toes? That sounds lewd.
殺されるかもしれないと
I wonder when Jack is showing up. Well, he showed up earlier. He was talking to Lupin, and he's like, oh, I know what you are. You're Lupin, and you're gay, just like me. We should have sloppy makeouts behind school. His lordship fears severely these past few days. His mind is consumed with the methods by which his pursuers might kill him, and thus demands that no one may enter his room, not even his own servants.
ベックフォード伯爵は今もお部屋に
Is he there now?
ええ昨日からお食事もお水も取られませんしご面会もいくつかお断りさせていただいてま
He's
す
just like Kinzo. Yes, as of yesterday, he has refused all meetings as well as all food and drink taken before his door. I have a feeling he's probably dead.
教えてください
Would you tell me what's put him in this
伯爵
state?
に何が
Intertwining toes is special, okay? Yeah, if you intertwine toes, then you guys gotta get married after that. There's nothing more intimate than that.
昨日一通の手紙が来たんです
Yesterday, he received a letter that unsettled him so that he retired to his room.
私どもも
I was ordered to
旦
send
那
that
様の
telegram
お
on
手
his
付けで
behalf.
ホワイトリ
I
ー
fear I
様
don't
に
know
練習
what the
をお送り
cause
させ
was
ていた
before
だいただ
that.
けですので他のことは分かりかねます
He mentioned in the telegram that he was going to be killed, that he needed
助けて
saving.
ほしいとお願い
Okay, so hold up. My computer lately has taken like 10 seconds to load a 16-minute video or hour-long video. However, when I clicked on an 11-hour video, it loads instantly. Yeah, gotta be 11 hours. I don't know what to tell you, Barn.
はい
You have to exclusively
ただ
watch
以前に
11-hour-long
次は
videos.
自分だと何度もおっしゃることが
There's a period when he would
その
remark
時には
that he
窓が
was
割られたり
next. He
怪
was
しい
victim to
人
many
影を目撃
terrors,
したりと
so many that it
恐ろ
was
しいことがあ
proven
りまし
beyond
た
madness. Windows were broken, men whom none of us could name wandering about. If you touch toenails, you get preggers.
That was the start of this year, correct?
Make it make sense, so be it. Gotta put together every Eliolapi series in 11-hour chunks.
はいしかしその時は私たち使用人が屋敷を
Yes,
警
though
戒し
time has passed, we remain as wary as we were on the first day it came to our attention. Fortunately, nothing has happened.
ペンデルトンから
This is worse than Pendleton led me to believe. Oh, thank you for the hydrate!
Oh, that's all of my tea. I'll go get some water.
ベックフォード伯爵に会わせてください
I have a water bottle over here, hold on. There we go.
Please, I wish to meet with his lordship.
Move this cup over here. Clip your toenails, friends. Practice safe toe friendship.
Truly, there is no other option left but to hear the rest of the story directly from Earl Beckford.
かしこまりました
Very well, but if I may so humbly raise one objection.
What do you think this is, Phoenix, right? Overruled.
The servant's watchful eye flickered to Holmes and Watson.
恐れ入りますが
Your traveling
ホワイトリー
companions are
様
to
以外
remain
は
here.
こちらでお待
His
ちください
lordship would be wholly displeased
私
if
たちは
any more were
旦
to
那様に
enter.
怒られてしまいます
I sure hope Emily doesn't get kidnapped.
待ってください
Not only are we her friends, but we're her partners in
今
detective
まで
work.
共に多
In
く
an
の
alternate
事件を解
universe,
決して
we're
き
her
ました
lovers.
きっと
We've solved enough
我々も
crimes together that I'm
伯爵
sure
の
our
お力にな
input
れる
would be
はずです。
equally valuable to Earl Beckford.
ですが
I don't doubt that,
旦
but
那様のお
a
命が
life
か
is
かっ
at
ております
stake. I regret that you
どう
must do as I
お
say.
聞き届けください
Well, they're dead.
All present appeared very serious.
わかりました
Alright, I shall go alone.
私だけで
I'll let you know what I've heard as soon as I'm able.
ホームズワトソン話を聞いたらまた相談するわ
申し訳ありま
I
せん
know the situation is not ideal.
ではこ
If
ち
you
ら
follow me, my lady.
ミス・ホワイトリー無理
Watch
はするな
yourself, Miss Whiteley.
I will.
分かっているわ
I won't be long. I nodded, and with only the one man, I was led to Earl Beckford's room. The boys were left to their own machinations in the living room.
Idiot. Eh.
あホームズ
Listen, Holmes.
彼女を
It doesn't feel right to me that we let her go alone. Yeah, she's gonna get kidnapped.
そうだな
Then we're agreed. It's gonna be evil. Holmes looked up and walked to the door. He reached for its handle.
お待ちくださいお客様
I beg your pardon, sir.
The very moment his fingers brushed along it, the servant standing close slapped his hand away in a rude and strangely childish manner.
ドクター前僕はミス・ホワイトリーを追う
Out of the way. We will join Miss Whiteley.
いいえそれはできませんそれにあなたたちはもうここから出ることもでき
Oh,
ません
they're evil. No, you will not. Nor will you be permitted to ever leave this mansion. A pause of shock slinked through Holmes. Then, in some act he could not initially understand, the servant obliged Holmes' need by opening the door himself.
もちろん彼女も一緒にですよ
Yeah, I sure saw that one coming. She will not be permitted to leave either. Damn, that's crazy.
On the other side were several men dressed in the same uniform.
なるほど。やっと本性を表したわけ
We're all worried about this neighborhood's crime
お
rate.
かしいと思って
Oh, whoops. There we have it. About time you revealed your true colors. I suspected something was amiss from the start.
ここまでセキュリティが薄いのは変だ。
I just couldn't reason why the mansion's security was nothing beyond those under his employ.
つまり考えられる理由は一つ。狂言だ。
Unless this whole thing was a farce.
そこまで分かっていてここに来るとは愚かにも程がある。
And yet you're still here. Your detectivery is... Your detectivery... That's a weird word. Detectivery? Too is a farce.
やれ
Do it! One of the men made to strike Holmes. To be certain, he didn't know the boy detective was a trained boxer. Get fucked.
それなら
Is that all? Let's go then. Holmes's hook struck the pit of his aggressor's stomach. The servant dropped immediately. Another, almost eagerly pushing the kneeling man aside, took his place to attack Holmes.
ここから逃げられると思うなよ
Don't think you can escape! The oncoming strike was evaded by a fraction. Another man went to charge Watson with a knife in his hand. He swung it about through the air in a reckless form.
おっと別荘なものは預かるよ
No, you don't. Play fair now. Quite to his relief, the assistant managed to swipe at the man's wrist, knocking the blade from his hand. Watson followed this instance with a powerful kick. Wait, did Herlock learn actual boxing instead of Baritsu, which his dad made up from trying to do Baritsu? Yeah, I don't know. Did he know how to box in his route? I forget. The attack proved successful. The now weaponless man also collapsed to the floor, with all the air having left him. And though there were only two of them, the boys had the upper hand. The others knew this, and, having exhausted their more delicate means of control, removed guns from their pockets to make their position more plain. Holy shit!
動くな
Don't move. Damn it. Should have known it was gonna come to this. You guys did bring a gun with you, right? Watson took to stance and grabbed the closest man's wrist. I'll never let you hurt her.
ここから出すな
Don't let them escape. Come on, Holmes.
あ
I'm right behind you. The servants rushed to block the detectives from reaching the doors. Many more men piled into the room, and soon there were enough of them to have them both surrounded utterly. We're bloody surrounded! Where did they all come from?
さあな
I don't know. I never had to fight my way through so many before. I'm not confident we can get through this. Oh, Jack! Please, come help us out, Jack.
記録更新といこうか
Either am I, but never is this a new record for us to beat. Nah, Watson got his gun reserved just for the rats. You're so right, Shinkari. Watson grit his teeth. For all their efforts, the battle was lost once the guns were the enemy. And to have them at all. Why, what servants would have them at the ready? Guns, knives, what have you? These men were not who they said they were. Their attention was turned after a small thump. A candlestick had been knocked over. The flame at the top spread rapidly across a Persian rug, setting the entire area aflame before anyone could restore the stick upwards. There's a fire!
おい火を
Hurry up! Put that out! The attackers flinched at the sight of it.
こっちだ
Come, this way. What? Oh, is Lupin here in disguise or something? No flinching was had from the boys. The same length the fire was gaining momentum, they were grabbed and dragged out of the room by an unknown person. This figure, whoever it was, for they were outfitted in a robe which masked their features, closed the door behind them and secured it to allow a few moments of peace. They then removed their robe entirely, letting it settle around their feet. Oh, it's Jack. This should buy you a bit of time. Now go, I know that accent from anywhere.
まさか君は
You want? It's me. Didn't know you were cracked enough to do this. Oh, he just lets his identity be known in the true route, I see. The one who came to their rescue was none other than Jack Millers.
ジャックでもどうしてお前が
Jack? Why are you here? I've kinda wondered, where do cultists get their custom matching robes? That's a good question. They probably got it from Joanne's.
それはこっちのセリフだ
That's what I want to ask. Ain't the sort for a price like this. I'm pleased to have found you before it got worse.
こいつらはただの使用人じゃない舐めてたら痛い目見るぞ
Many ain't servants as you know it. Don't treat them all delicate. You'll be dead if you do.
お前なんでそんなことを知ってんだよ
How do you know that?
ここは俺らに任せてお前はあいつのとこに行け
Because I'm part of them. Never mind. Holmes, you leave this to me and Watson. Go after
部屋はそこの階段を上がって3階の突き当たりの部屋だ
upstairs at the end of the second floor.
ありがとう
Alright, thanks.
ホームズ彼女を頼むここが片付いたら俺らもすぐに後を追う
Make sure she's safe, Holmes. I'll follow you when we're done here.
すまないワトソン君
Take care, Watson. I'm counting on you. If the cultists were all a Raven cosplayer once, then it's simple. Yeah, they're just adjusting their Raven cosplay. Makes sense. Holmes ascended the nearby stairs, leaving Jack and Watson to do away with the current mess behind the door. The servants knocked just so on Earl Beckford's bedroom door.
失礼します旦那様ホワイトリー様をお連れしました
Excuse me, your lordship. I come accompanied by Lady Emily Watley.
ああ入ってくれ
She's here. Let her in. His voice, muffled as it was, sounded coarsely textured, bordering on ill. To hear a few words was enough to indicate that he was unwell.
よく来てくれたね
I'm honored by your coming here, Emily Watley. The door clicked as it unlocked from within. It opened seconds later. Earl Beckford stood directly at the frame.
はじめまして
Oh, this dude again. The guy with the really weird hair strand. It is a pleasure to meet you, your lordship.
ああ
I knew his name sounded
突然呼び出
familiar.
してすまなかったねミス・ホワイトリー
And to you, Miss Whiteley. You'll have to forgive our first meeting being so sudden.
お前は下がっていい
You may leave.
はい失礼いたします
Of course, your lordship. The servant's work was done. He left without once stepping foot within the Earl's room, while Sai was immediately beckoned inside. I heard the sound of the door creaking closed behind me. You see, if he ever brushes that hair out of his face, he'll die. Oh, I see. So that's why he's the only one that's still alive. You mustn't worry about me. Not when you're so troubled. What's happened? Every curtain in the room covered the windows sufficiently, granting me sight of shadows and outlines over anything in detail. The Earl was there, standing, shuddering in that subtle but violent way a sick man would. This silhouette of his made his poor condition all the more plain to me.
こんな
I'm
姿を
honored,
見せて
yes,
お恥ず
but
かしい
just
限り
as ashamed you have to see me in this pitiful state.
君の力を
That
貸
is
して
how
ほしい
earnestly your help is desired. He'll lose his identity and have an identity crisis.
そのつもりで来ました
It's his only defining character trait, his weird ass little hair thingy. and I intend to give it. I shall do all I can to aid you. I presented my ring very close to him.
この指輪は
You have Her Majesty's ring.
女王陛下の指輪か。
The smile he held was quite feeble, and yet something felt off. What was it? The eyes? Yes, it was the eyes, which did not smile at all. The illness, I was certain. Why is this nagging at me? Something doesn't feel right.
Oh my god. Is Emily aware?
私も同じ指輪を持って
Is Emily's brain
女
activity
王
going?
陛下の指輪をね。
Well, I have the same one from Her Majesty.
Indeed, he had an identical ring to present.
困っている人を助けるように
When she gave it to me, she asked that I
女王
help those in
陛
need.
下を私に送ってくださったものだ。以来
I have done all I can since to bring a light, a just light to this country,
君の
much
ご
like
両
your
親
mother and father.
だが
But that ends
それも
today.
今日で終わりだ。
Oh? Oh, the blunt force trauma to her head finally caused her brain to develop one wrinkle. It only took her getting beaten with whips for 4 days.
Earl Beckford studied our surroundings restlessly, perhaps anxious or paranoid, focusing on the windows unusually before turning to his many paintings along the wall. Confide in me, your lordship. Just what has happened?
Emily has a brain? More likely than you think, I guess.
ああ、恥ずかしい話だが
Yes. 2 hours ago, I received another
つ
threatening
い
letter.
2時間ほど前にポストに脅迫状が投函されていた。これはまだ
The
使用
servants
人
were
た
not
ち
made
には
aware.
話していない。
It's developing. It's the size of a peanut now instead of being non-existent. Let's fucking go!
Another one? May I read it?
I have it for you. Here.
I then read its contents aloud. The Whiteleys, Baron Stanley, Professor Randolph, Viscount Quincy. These names, all of them. I recognize them all upon first sight. You will soon join them, foolish Earl Beckford. These are all the founders of the Harrington Welfare and Education Foundation. All who left this world through accidents or suicide. The fear which alighted inside me was pure electric.
そうだ。よくわかったね。この飢饉の関係者は皆謎の死を遂げた。
So, you've already noticed how the other members have passed.
It's been a theory of mine, a game theory. Ever since I lost my parents, I've been looking into their deaths.
You were also aware of the pattern then?
ああ、私はここ数年、自分が殺される日に怯えていた。
For some time these past few years, my spirit has been drained for fear of when I would be murdered.
Your lordship, your... A sliver of light made itself known from across the room. The curtain shifted. There was a shadow. The sliver was there, and then, quickly, it was gone by the shadow's will. But this mattered little compared to the black gun in its hand.
Your lordship! Look out! Where? Okay, so is he evil or not? His servants made me think that he was evil.
I didn't think. I simply leapt before the Earl, pulling him downwards with me. There was more. From far off, a gunshot was heard, and shortly after came the shattering of glass from one of the bedroom windows. A gust of wind thrust itself into the room from this opening, causing light to dance erratically about from how the curtain flailed unmanned. This man approached, closer, nearer, nimbly, rapidly, till the muzzle of his weapon was pointed centimeters before my forehead. I was so afraid that I'd lost the mind to scream. No! God, help me! Another gunshot. This one was from just outside the window. This foreign bullet punctured the man's skull. He was dead before his body toppled to the ground. Huh? Who was that? Someone was just outside the window. If not for that shot, it would have been me with a bullet in her skull. Miss Whiteley, run! This way! Lost the mind to scream? As if he had one before. So what was that? Did Jack shoot them? Does Jack have a gun? What? Oh, Holmes! Or maybe it was Holmes. Maybe he took a gun. The shock of the moment made me unable to notice Holmes charging in till seconds after he had done so, and took my arm. But the Earl! Never mind him. He was plotting your murder from the very beginning. He was full of tension, from the tightness of his jaw to the tremble in his voice. I turned to Earl Beckford, the man who should have been with me on the ground. Was he well? Was he injured? The scene gave agency to rapid thoughts while all cried over top of the other. What terrifying eyes. They grew when I saw his condition. The Earl was not on the ground. He now stood upright, in excellent health, with not a hint of the shaking which possessed him before. His paranoia was also no more. All that was left were his eyes, and to see them now, I accepted they did not smile before, not for lack of health, but for lack of soul. Move it! We're running away! More gunshots sprang from outside the window, as did follow more shattering of glass. Each of them missed Earl Beckford by so little that he may still have felt the bullets only just cross the surface of his skin. Your lordship! Holmes and I rushed to exit the room. At the same time, servants charged in to return fire against the assailant outside. The battle between the two sides intensified in that instant. A rush of fresh bullets struck the inside of the room, piercing holes in furniture, fragmenting vases, cracking picture frames, all in some attempt to hit the one thing that remained, by some magic, missed. My ears rang from the constant sound. We weaved through any men who thought to block our way. Holmes never once let go of my hand, as we continued from the second to the ground floor. He noticed that 1 millimeter of the front hair was missing. That's why he's pissed. More obstacles were to come. There's nowhere else to go. It's a dead end. Blast it. This way. Squeezing my palm to grant me security, I was sure. He pulled me along the corridor with broad steps which hid no sound as they smacked the ground. We were soon upon the entrance of the mansion's basement. We're going down this bloody thing. We don't have a choice. Wait! A shiver crawled up my spine. The entrance, wide open and easy enough for us to step through to possible freedom, reminded me of the mouth of a beast before prey. Why then did Holmes seem to glitter when peering into this darkness? He was entranced by the underground, attracted to it in a way that he could well not have seen it for the evil that it was. Don't just stand there, run! We have nowhere else to go! Holmes attempted to hurry me, but I shook my head. No, I'm afraid. I have no proof, but instinct whispered into my ear, if you go down there, you will regret it. First, we need to find Watson. We can't go without him. Emily really got too distracted by how hot Holmes is.
It'd be funny if this is like Lupin dressed up as Holmes, like trying to mislead her and get her to get out of here. A group of servants had finally found us and pointed their guns. Kill her! Holmes grabbed my hand once more. After removing an ornamental axe along the wall of the corridor, he made the first step into the basement. He shut the door, after which our sights were black. Holmes used the axe to bolt the door. Let's go. Oh, hi, Phoenix! Hello, hello! How you doing? Alright. Watson, I hope you're safe. Don't mind Watson. He's too busy shooting rats. Of course. We are now in the mouth of the beast, but its innards were not warmed with breath as though alive. It was too still, deathly so. I could find no point of light to grant me ease. Still, it was too late to regret this move. All we had now were the walls to guide us. Are we still not near the exit? I don't think this passage would be so long. Doesn't look like it. I'm certain you must be restless, but all we can do is press on in hopes of getting out of here. It sits ill with me knowing I've placed you in these circumstances, but we cannot turn back time. We two groped our way blindly through the passage. Damn, did I just grope Holmes? No matter how far we walked, our eyes adjusted to nothing. It was darkness in its purest form, unending. Was stuck in the shop a good part of the day, then been sleeping so much. Oh, are you done with work for the day, Phoenix? This is so much like the passage beneath my own home. I do hope it will lead to somewhere above ground where they can't find us. I'm certain it will, so don't let go of my hand till then. That's kind of lewd, Holmes. I won't. Interlocking hands? That's illegal. Would our pursuers know this place? Could they be here now, watching us with steps quieter than our own? The more the anxiety of not knowing sought me, the more I fought to suppress it. I had to think with logic. Earl Beckford, he would know of this place. That he would know it better than ourselves meant we could never outrun them. Oh, you start in another hour? But I did much earlier in the morning. Oh, wow. You have a double shift? I want to know something, Holmes. Are you angry with me? I mean, I'm always angry with you. How is this any different from normal? Angry? Why would you think that? You tried to stop me from coming here, but I insisted. I mean, I feel like they would still be in trouble, regardless. And look where it's gotten us. You're right. I joined you, willingly put myself in harm's way, and I... Oh, kinda? That was like near 2 a.m. Oh, I see. So I had like a night shift and then like a midday or late afternoon shift? My work schedule is all over the place. Oh, that sucks. I hate whenever you have like a night shift and then they give you like a morning shift at work. My old job used to do that all the time. It drove me crazy. Nonsense. You may well be a naive young lady. But you had sincere concerns for the Earl. I didn't have the will to talk you out of what was to come. We're both fools. So long as you're not angry. Holmes squeezed my hand firmly. Wait, is that wind? He spoke as though he were thinking aloud. You're right. Perhaps we're near an exit of some kind. I pray we are. Let's hurry. Let's. Now faintly renewed with hope for the faint wind,
for hope by the faint wind, we pressed on.
少し明るくなってきたわ。
It's getting a bit brighter in here.
Yeah, it takes some getting used to.
Holmes, it's not wind, it's air. I've noticed. Our steps were quicker through our eagerness. We were soon facing a door.
出口に着いたの？
Is this it?
いや、わからない。たとえ出口だったとしても、何か妙だ。
It's too early to say. I can't say it feels like one.
Holmes was cautious, but both of us breathed in fresh air through the cracks. We could see specks of light. There was hope. He stepped forward to hold the knob. He turned, paused, and then quietly opened the door again.
嘘だ。
Good thing I got a bun to help relax
まだ
too.
地下だというのか。
I'm glad to be here for you, Phoenix.
This is absurd. All of this is underground? What?
We were rendered speechless by what was on the other side. It was a giant factory, one that was alive and well, with rows of people working with iron in boiling temperatures, periodically wiping sweat from their brows and airing out dampened clothing. I cannot believe it. I still did not. How? How did something like this exist beneath London? It was a city of people. Did none of them know? This is a factory? And beneath us this entire time?
Oh my god, is the London fog from ventilating all these fucking boilers? I'm gonna laugh if that's the reason.
Our awe was interrupted.
驚いたか?
An astounding
だが
achievement,
人の
isn't
敷地に
it?
勝手に
But
足
to
を踏み
trespass
込む
simply
と
will
は
not
感
do.
心できないな。
Yes, this is the true route. Oh hey, it's you.
We turned. Before us now was a man in a wheelchair. This man's eyes were ice as he observed us. Alone, he racked nerves. With the men dressed in black robes behind him, he petrified the body.
悪いが。
We've no desire to be here any more than you want us to.
その扉から来たということは、
Yeah, this is the
ベ
last
ッ
route
クフォ
in
ー
the
ド邸から
game.
の客人か。
So we're nearing the
伯
end.
爵はまだ生きているか?
Now, if I'm to postulate the reason you trounced through that door without an invitation, it would be you are a guest of Earl Beckford's. Tell me, is he still alive?
The grin he gave made my blood run cold.
ホームズ・ジュニ
No, Holmes Jr.
Oh
I
my.
always thought you would
Kokoni
first be
jibun
here
kara
by
kuru.
our will, not of yours.
お前は
Who are you?
ア。
I
腐れ縁
suppose
つ
it
いで
wouldn't
に
hurt to tell the son
教
of
え
a
てや
man I know so well.
私は
I would be the
お
one
前
your
の父に
father
殺され
killed.
た男。
Do you know me now?
それでわかるか?
まさか
You couldn't be.
モリアーティ教授。
Professor Moriarty?
ああ。
Very
So-
good.
ベックフォード
Are
伯爵
you
の
the one
立憲を仕
behind
組んだの
this?
はお前か。
Holmes took a step in front of me.
あ
I
あ。
am.
お前はいつも
Deeper than your heart.
心のど
You
こか
long
で
not
事
to
件を
protect
求
from
めている。
crimes, for there to always be
そして
crimes to
案の定
solve. And look
お
what
前は
you've
事件の
done.
匂
You're
いにつら
here.
れて
You
ど
sensed
このこと
evil and
彼
dipped
女
your
に
feet
つい
into
て
these dark waters, oblivious to your hope that it would be black oil.
最初から僕が狙いか。
And you wanted me, so you waited
こ
for
んな
me
と
to
ころで
take a
何をしてい
swim.
る？
What are you doing here?
勝手に踏み込んできたのは貴
You
様の
are
方
the
だろう。
trespassers. This is my
ここは
land,
私の
my
旧宗
workhouse.
表の世
An
界では
underground
貧しくて
society
生きら
that
れない
allows the
人々や
destitute and ill to live out their numbered days through factory work. They cannot survive
工場労
above,
働
they
で最
survive
後の生
below.
活が地下社会。そして
The consumer
消費
goods
社
will
会
come
であ
from
るロン
here.
ドンに
Wait, the
消費
consumer
財を
goods
提
which
供
come
す
from
る
here
役割を
play
果
an
たしてい
important
る。
role in our fair society, if you must know.
無論
Oh,
地下道
Beckford
でこ
was
こ
a
とつ
rather
ながってい
important
る
client
ベ
of
ック
ours
フォ
as
ード
well.
伯爵我々の大切な取引先女王
A
陛下
man
の
of
指
his
輪が与える
status, with
社
the
会
trust
的
of Her
信用の
Majesty's
おかげ
ring,
で
was very
犯
useful
罪
for
を覆い隠
concealing our
して
work.
くれる
However unsseemly it
実に
may often
都合
be
の
in
いい
the eyes of the
存在
law.
だ
Oh, I guess that's why. You know, I had a feeling
that the reason this guy didn't die is because he's like working with the people that killed everyone else. Does that make sense? No! You've been using the Earl?
もしかしてベックフォード伯爵を利用していたの？
ホワイトリーの娘か。何も分かっていないようだな。
You truly are ignorant, aren't you?
ミス・ホワイトリー。
I'm not really living in your walls, exactly. I stole your entire property and made money with it. That man plotted your murder, Miss Whiteley.
あくまで被害者を装って。彼は我々に飢饉の創立者たちを殺害するように依頼してきた。
I'm still curious what's up with this butler guy that's behind him. He's never spoken up in any of the routes, which makes me think that he's fucking Pendleton without a wig. He played the victim, but it was he who requested that we murder his fellow members of the Foundation. Like, they never, like, talk about him being there. He's just there in the sprites. You're lying. You must be lying. I do not want to believe that Earl Beckford was the one who arranged my parents' murders. I motioned to step forwards also, but Holmes raised his arm to stop me. It makes me think the butler will turn out to be Moriarty Jr. and the real mastermind. Yeah, something like that. There's gotta be a reason they detailed him in the sprites and just never talked about him. It's sus. They wouldn't just do that, right? Think of the danger. You stay back.
Holmes Jr.
Plot twist. Moriarty falls and it turns out he's a puppet and the butler was the true Moriarty all the time. So, detective, how is Sherlock Holmes these days? That has nothing to do with you. What do you mean? I'm in love with him. You're my son as well, don't you know, Sherlock? You think your dad had sex with a woman? Huh. Has everything to do with me. I expected to one day say hello to you two, but that you would come to me. Why, that I did not expect. Your idiocy surpasses that of your father's. Plot twist. Oh wait, gritty VN version of Sumire 16 Sai. Don't be silly, Elio. That's just a cardboard cutout, and Moriarty is just a butler otaku. The robed men seized Holmes at the professor's signal. I suggest you don't resist. Had you your assistant, this may have proved more difficult. But a girl, breaking a young girl's arm is like snapping a twig.
Miss Whiteley!
Holmes's attempts to resist proved futile. There's simply too many to make any struggle worthwhile. This wicked man stared down Holmes with a syringe between his fingers. It was filled with something. With something. We all knew it would have a terrible effect. The professor would revel in having been the effector. He's just a Black Butler fan. He's even using an eye patch. He wants to be CL. Don't move. Stay still. She can leave here alive. Get off me! Stay still. If this misses, it will only hurt more. They gonna inject him with opium or something? A robed man covered my mouth. I cannot speak. My struggling never ceased, but it was all a pointless show of defiance. Professor Moriarty lifted Holmes' arm and injected the boy with the contents of the syringe. What a spineless soul you are, like him, to have surrounded your will totally to her.
A man is no man at all if he chooses to kneel before a woman. That sounds kind of gay, Moriarty. Are you sure you're not, like, projecting that, like, you had a crush on Sherlock and he got with someone else?
言いたいことがあるならとっとと話したらどうだ
If you want to spout your drivel, then spout without forcing me to listen.
He did his best to sound defiant, yet the minutes passed, and his eyes took on the heaviness of a man possessed by something toxic.
Herlock heroically takes the opium shot in your stead. It's okay. His dad taught him.
The skin on his face seemed to loosen, his jaw held open, as though it were too much work to even keep his mouth shut. And to his limp shoulders and heaving chest, his head rolled round, unable to be held up straight on its own. To see him in such a state brought me horror.
That should have been me, not him. It's not fair. Moriarty reading Black Butler and wanting a hot demon butler so bad.
悪いが汚い手が私の生きがいでね。そろそろ効いてきた頃だろう。
What, this sort of underhanded trickery is what I live for. I'm pleased to see the drug is starting to take effect. The M in Moriarty stands for misogynist? You bastard. Is this elixir? Perceptive. Was this not something that from your father? Yeah, my dad already injected me with a bunch of this before. I'm used to it. I am aware that he abuses elixir to cope with boredom between cases. Oh my god, they really did inject opium into him! I was joking! I have not, regrettably, the intellectual capacity, nor have I lived long enough to be bored of this world. Moriarty be like, that Holmes guy seems a lot like that hot demon butler from the hit series Black Butler. I need him! You needn't put on a brave face for my sake. Willed it into existence. It is a shame you come from a man who, for all his talents, wastes what he has. You sound very jealous, Moriarty. Spare me. My father still enjoys his work. You're the one who should put his time to better use. So you say, but you're the one who is so fascinated, drawn to crime. Why else would you be here? And there's so much more that I want to show you. Come. I must show you my Black Butler manga collection.
Professor Moriarty set off further inside the realm in which we stood. If Elio is Elio and Moggy is Moggy, then who is the Easter Bunny if it's Tuesday on a leap year? It's me! Holmes was forced to follow. He cannot resist with the elixir having left him weakened. Holmes, you can't go.
Eggy.
Let me call out to him. Let me. I wanted to cry. Let me hold him. Let me comfort him. Let me tell him all will be well. The man who bound me with his hands would let me do nothing. By my captor's will as well, I silently stepped forwards to allow.
I'm gonna assume Holmes is like the canon guy for the true route. That sounds a bit too romantic to just be like a friends thing.
We left the underground factory in time, but the professor continued his wheeled march. And the sight I found when I next stopped, I was in a room covered with works of art, every corner decorated by paints, jewels, and historical mementos.
Gee, Holmes, how come your dad lets you have two roots?
There are men who looked after these pieces. They stood tall and broad-shoulders before these relics. What was this place? It was like stepping into a massive museum.
I mean, God forbid she wants to comfort one of her best friends as he's being fucking tortured. She must be into him. No other explanation.
If I didn't know otherwise, in fact, I would think at the British Museum. How could so much be collected and hidden from the public eye? Was this a collection of stolen goods, perhaps?
Are you telling me this all belongs to you? Oh, he's not looking very good.
ああ、そうだ。 私が長年かか
All
っ
of
て
it.
集め
A
た
collection of England's greatest treasures, which have taken me years to gather. This is my dream.
そしてその書庫や棚
You see, if you take pleasure in viewing the same symbol on your ring all along these shelves, these boxes, everywhere you look. Why is the royal arms here?
女王陛下の紋章が
Let me make out with my friend, you monsters.
驚いたか
Does it surprise you? This is an annex below the British
地
Museum.
下分室だ
Women just can't have hobbies. SMH my head.
悪い冗談だな。ロゼッタストーン
If
に
this is your idea of a joke, it's a very poor one. The Rosetta Stone? Sculptures from the Parthenon? I don't know if I said that word right.
こんな偽物ばかり
This is a museum of false works. The real ones are on display where they rightly belong. Are your eyes
お前の
addled,
目は曇
boy?
っているよう
Ah,
だな
but they would be. The elixirs made quick work of you.
エリクシルを
If he
その
owns the stuff from the British Museum, then he's Mr. Worldwide.
ここで我々は
This is where we look after England's greatest treasures. These are the real ones. The
全て
genuine
こちらが
articles.
本物だ
Parthenon?
面白
Parthenon.
い。では、大英博物館
Really
の
now?
展示物はすべて偽
Then you
物
mean
だ
to
と
say
いう
all the British Museum displays are forgeries?
そうだ
Correct. In
こ
the
れか
near
ら地上で
future,
は
a lengthy
長期に
war
わたる
spanning
世
the
界
globe
大
will
戦
take
が始まる
place. Priceless
あらゆる
cultural
文化財が
assets
壊され
destroyed. Entire
街が
cities
失われて
leveled.
いくだろうだからこそ
How'd you know
英
that,
国の
Moriarty?
至宝を我々が
We
守ら
must
ねば
protect
な
our fortunes,
もし
but they cannot be
これから
restored
戦
once
争が始
lost.
まり
So we have
美
them
術
here.
品が破壊
Let them pillage
海
what
外へ
is
略
public.
奪されたと
Let
して
them raise our face. Moriarty, are you predicting the death of Archduke Ferdinand? He might be, damn. Your elixir may have ruined my health. With the power of my mega elixir I bought from some floating marshmallow outside, I can heal both myself and my party member to full HP and MP. This just makes me want to go to a museum, to be honest. Yeah, I've always wanted to go to like museums. I don't even know if I've ever actually been to a museum before.
一切の心配は無
Our
用になる
spirit will stay unblemished
本
forever,
物はこ
so
こに
long
保
as the
存され
originals
て
are
いるの
here.
だ
I really want to go to an art museum.
お前は狂っている。
One that doesn't steal stuff. You're mad. Your plan will never work.
もしそれを知ったら、
If the secret
全イギリ
collection
ス
were
国
ever
民
to
と
come
女
out,
王陛下の
you'd
怒
invite
り
the
に
anger of Her Majesty, of all of England. The Queen is in on
何
it.
も分かっていない
Oh, but you are not fully comprehending what I say.
残念だが女王陛下の身内も
You've never been to a museum? Bun Bun, we must rectify that. Yeah, I don't think I've ever been to one. Those close to Her Majesty are in support of my efforts. I've been to one on a school field trip. It was neat. Yeah, I've been to like aquariums and zoos, but I don't think I've been to
何も
museums.
騒ぐほどのことはあるまい裏で本物を預かり博物館には見本
I know there's a science museum nearby. You cannot fuss, for there is no fuss to be had. All we've done is show the masses copies for their appreciation. But they are copies does not stop them from appreciating their beauty.
かの大怪盗
The
が
police
現
do
れ
the
た
same thing when protecting our
警
treasures
察
from
は
those
同じこと
gentlemen
をしたで
thieves.
はないか
Why is this so
今
different?
さら何を騒ぎ立てる
Science museums are the best? I'll have to check out the science museum near me sometime then.
我々は
I've always wanted to go in there, but I just
海外
I
へ
guess
流出するのを阻止
never went around doing it. I remember there was like one day that I wanted to go, but it was kind of during the pandemic, so, you know. We keep all you see here from falling into foreign hands while ensuring their condition is as pristine as the day they were crafted. Museum that doesn't steal stuff, does he know? Oi!
これは文化事業の一環だ
It is preservation.
それを理解
Perhaps
する
you're too young to
にはまだ
understand.
若すぎるか
You should really return those paintings to where they belong, sir. The professor expounded just words of this cultural preservation, just and pretty and virtuous, and also so very fabricated, for his eyes could not hide the private lust he held for these artifacts. Are you gonna fuck the painting, Moriarty? Just check if your nearest museum has days where they're free. Yeah, I should do that. One that doesn't steal stuff? Let's just go nowhere then.
I glared sharply, but Professor Moriarty simply smiled. However, you chose to dress it up. You're deceiving Great Britain's people.
On our way right now. We're going on a museum spree. Museums, aquariums, and those things that let you watch the stars. Observatory! Yeah, I really want to go to an observatory. I've always wanted to go to an observatory the most, but I've never been able to go. Or at least just like star viewing with like a telescope.
I know a museum that doesn't steal stuff. It's run by this owl named Blathers, and we cannot be held responsible for Red's actions. But if Earl Beckford was your associate, then...
No! The Foundation's money was going straight into your pocket?
ああ、自分の悪事を暴こうとしたホワイトリー夫妻を殺し、真実に気づく前に教育基金の設立メンバーを一人ずつ殺すよう依頼してきたのは彼だ。
Oh yes, he requested your parents be done away with before they could expose his corrupt ways. Wanted the same for the other founding members.
彼は乗客だったよ。元は善人だったがね。一旦ホワイトリー夫妻の殺しを依頼してからは道を転げ落ちるように開き直った悪党に。
The Earl will be remembered as a worthy customer, perhaps a man of worthy character to some, and he was quite sincere before he arranged the murders of the Whiteleys. But did he ever embrace his dark side once the deed was done?
それに
There was a story of a guy who stole an idol of an Egyptian goddess when he was in school on accident, and he got away from it for like 20 years and then finally gave it back anonymously. But like, it was a British museum, so it would have been fine to either keep it or return it to Egypt. Eh? You do well to recognize how detectives like you are drawn to the same scent of crime he was. This is a nightmare. I know that story. Dude thought it was an action figure or something because he was a kid. Then dude just put it in his pocket and walked away. What? That's crazy. That is apt. You're indeed living in a nightmare.
平凡で退屈な友達ごっこという悪夢。
A trite, tedious nightmare that pretends it's a dream through rubbish like friendship and companionship.
そもそも英国は他国を制圧した際
He just thought it was
多く
neat.
の文化遺産を持ち帰
Did
り
he steal a thought icon or something? Consider this also. When England conquers another country, we bring home and preserve their cultural heritage.
それは英国の
Good
責
thing he
任であ
didn't
り
sell it or lose
世
it.
界の遺産を守るという
Yeah, Jesus
世界の王
Christ.
者たる我々の使命。
We are charged with this as kings of Earth charged. I again declare with this holy mission of protecting the legacies of our lands.
ホームズ、私は知っている。お前には私の声は届いていたはずだ。
I know my message has reached you, young Holmes. It was a school trip, plenty of kids, no witnesses to the heist of the Egyptian idol. What the hell? Stop.
お前の中にある闇に惹かれる気持ちに
We're not so different, you and I. You feel it deeper than your heart of hearts that you are bewitched by the darkness.
そんなものは
This is some Riku Kingdom Hearts shit. I am not.
His voice was too strained to be anything natural. The effects of the elixir?
Honestly crazy how, yeah, no one noticed that it was stolen. Huh? They must not keep track of their stuff. They were passing the thing around for everyone to see, and I guess nobody noticed. What?
So dull had his countenance become. So unfocused now were his eyes. I could not see my own reflection in them.
さあ悪夢から目を覚ませエルロック・ホームズ
Now, awaken from your nightmare, Sherlock Holmes. Okay, I think this will be where we'll stop here for the night.
Cause we've been going for a bit today. So I think that's gonna be it for stream, everyone. Thank y'all for coming. I don't think we have no art time submissions today, so we're all good. Alright. Yep, we're just gonna end it right here, everyone. Thank you so much for coming. Museum called the school and told the kid to give it back, and since he was scared, he said nothing and got away with it. Oh my god. Alright. Let's go raid someone. Let's see. Let's see who to raid, Go raid someone random. Oh, hey, found someone in the LGBT tag right away. We're gonna raid this random person that I saw in my recommended. That is streaming Sky, Children of the Light. So here is my raid message for those of you that have access to my emotes. If you don't, you can just say, the rabbits have come to graze the grass. And I will see you guys later. Let me just get the raid ready. Dun 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 dun. Alright, let's go raid. I'll see you guys later. Bye!